It's been 10 years since 9 lives were stolen in a racist shooting at Mother Emanuel AME. The tragedy sparked concerns about what some call the Charleston loophole.
Organizations across the state are pushing to close that loophole and for lawmakers to pass stricter gun laws. We're joined this morning by Angela Farrell-Zabala. She's the executive director of Moms Demand Action, a group fighting for safety measures to protect people from gun violence. Angela, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
First, can you explain what the Charleston loophole is and what your group wants changed?
Absolutely. Well, it's a federal law that actually allows the clock to run out when a federal background check is when it's being done. So basically, after 3 days, if a background check has not been completed, then by default, it would go through and the purchaser would be able to gain access to a firearm. When we think about a background check system, usually 90% of these background checks will go through in moments. And so anything that is taking longer means it requires further investigation by law enforcement, and they're 4 times more likely to be denied access to a firearm at that point. So this is an important loophole that needs to be closed for the safety of our citizens.
And Angela, how did this gap in the state's law play a role in the shooting 10 years ago?
Can't believe it's been a decade. Lives have been shattered. And a decade later, we still have a legislature that has not done anything to close this loophole. And currently we have this, it's in committee, the law that we're talking about right now, the bill we're trying to get through, and it's waiting for a hearing. We have gun sense champions and other supporters that are trying to get this done because the majority of South Carolinians want to see this basic foundational law passed. And so that's what we're looking at, but we're not going to stop fighting to make sure that we're protecting all communities. When we look at white supremacy, when we look at how this happened, this shooter was able to access a firearm, even though he would have been prohibited from buying one through a background check.
And when you look at the past 10 years and of course this tragedy, but the other tragedies that have happened in the years following, how do you think gun violence has changed over the last decade? And has, this specific tragedy impacted future ones?
Well, there's a couple things I think of. First and foremost, I know that the majority, not just in South Carolina, but across this country, want to see stronger foundational gun safety laws that are going to protect our communities. We're tired of knowing that this is the leading cause of death for children in this country, that there's so many tragedies that can be avoided if we just have tighter, more foundational gun laws. And this does not fly in the face of Second Amendment. I hear a lot of people saying you're going to lose something. That's not true. With that privilege comes great responsibility, and we want to make sure that our communities are safe. But I also would say that our landscape has changed. We've seen a rise in extremism, political violence, and so this kind of thing, this loophole or any type of foundational gun law requires the urgency to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep our community safe from harm that, again, is not an inevitability. It's something that we can actually do something about.
All right, Angela, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.